Hey guys, EQOA Nostalgia here. I just wanted to, I think, wrap things up with this video. This will probably be the last one I do. I might do another one, I don't know. But anyway, Electra put up a new video, so I wanted to show you guys this area. Make sure you check out his channel too. It's spelled A-L-U-T-R-A. A-L-U-T-R-A. And you're gonna get a lot better quality because I'm just, shooting this with a cell phone so I can talk to you guys a little bit. Everybody that I talked to that's tried to make the transition from this to EverQuest 1 or 2 has the same trouble with the way that the zones work. People just don't like the fact that they have to load, and it just seems a lot more closed off. Doesn't seem as wide open, and especially I noticed up in Hallis, some of the areas like in Hallis and other places, like Greater Faydark, where the sky felt like it wasn't even there. You kind of feel like you're in this little instance place. You don't get that with this game. You can see that everything is just wide open. If you see it, you can go there. I mean, a mountain might get in your way, but you can always get around it. It's almost one of those games where, like Final Fantasy 7 or 8 or 9 or something like that, where you can run around the whole map and come out where you started. It's kind of like that, except that, you'll swim out to the ocean and suddenly come to a stop. So you can't go all the way around, but it is pretty wide open. There's no loading at all, unless you coach or take a boat to Otis, which is where they are right now. And these little camps, they're everywhere. They're in every single zone. They have different mobs. It's a little bit laggy because, well, he's running the game and he has to upload it at the same time his phone has to record it. He will not upload it to his channel, but it just takes a lot of memory, I imagine. Which is why I can't use that kind of software for my computer. It won't work. I'm not sure how he has his set up. He might be routing through to his PS2, or he might have somehow emulated, because I've heard people can get it to run on their on their PC. But I hope they do, and I hope they hack it, because if Sony's just gonna let it die, someone needs to hack this. And the way I break it down to people is this. It took me a while to come to this conclusion, but this is basically a remake of EverQuest 1. That's all it is. It's not EverQuest 2. It's not, they call it a prequel, but whatever. It's basically just a remake. No, you're not going to see the same lore and stuff. And it's a little different, but it's still, to me, it's more of a remake than it is anything else. I love EverQuest 1. I'm going to play it for a long time, but unless you played this, you guys just don't understand. You run into every place without loading anything, and that's not the only thing that this game has to offer. From my time with EverQuest 1, I've only been playing it for about a week, but from my time playing it, it's pretty equally balanced as far as gameplay goes. It's really hard. It's challenging. You're going to get your ass kicked if you try to mess with things and you don't have enough people. They're very, 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 very similar. Only this used a controller, which that can be fixed. I'm sure somebody can mod that so you can use a mouse. I'm sure the technology exists, but nobody cares because not enough people got to play it because it's stuck on PS2. And that alone condemned it. And a lot of the PC gamers, they want to be caught dead on a console. It's totally embarrassing for them to even, admit that they used to play Nintendo, some of these guys. So, it was just doomed to fail on PS2. But it is every bit as complex and deep. And, we only had one expansion, we didn't get 18. And I'm not trying to piss off EverQuest 1 fans, but this game is awesome. And we didn't even get nearly as close to as much love as EverQuest 1. So you can imagine how great it would be if we did get the support for it. And if you've been playing EverQuest 1 and you never heard of this, you owe it to yourself to look into it. You know, there might be a way that we can get this up and running on PC. If it hasn't already happened now, you know, it might have to come down to it getting shut down before somebody says, well, I packet sniffed it a couple years ago, what the hell, I guess I'll do it now. We never know, we might see something like that, but you guys definitely want to check this out. And they're at Phantoms here. There used to be a rare spawn, Himmler. I used to make fun of it because it reminded me of some Nazi shit. It was like a half snake, half woman, like Egyptian looking thing. I'm not sure what they're called. I'm sure somebody's screaming at me right now saying, oh, they're called this. Some race from Northern Row or some shit. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that she was camped and she dropped some pretty cool stuff. She dropped 57 spells, I think, which they were rare spells. And she's not there. That spirit's holding her spawn place, actually. I like that name, Really Bad Cleric. That's funny. So yeah, like I said, everything is connected. Doesn't matter if it's the deepest dungeon or the highest tower. You're not going to load at all. Not once. For me, playing EverQuest 1, the first thing that threw me off was when I went into Surefall Glade, I went to Blackburrow, and it started to load, and I'm like, what the hell, you know? It felt like I had to coach, what we call it coaching, just to get 2 feet, and Blackburrow doesn't look like the outside of it. It's just like this tiny, small knoll mouth, which I instantly recognized that as Blackburrow, but in our game, it's this big, huge stone mouth with, you know, torches hanging around it and fog coming out of it. It's like, it just tells you if you go in there, you're gonna die, you know. You can tell it's a dungeon and it's epic. But they had more resources because, I mean, this came out in 2003, so by then they had it all pretty much perfected and knew what they wanted to do with it. So they were able to make things on kind of a more epic scale, I guess I'd say, as far as presentation goes. Again, I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I absolutely love EverQuest 1, and we wouldn't have EQOA if it wasn't for you guys, and, you know, how much you stuck by that game. And I hope I get to see the day that EverQuest comes back up on top. We're all hoping that it's a lot like this. EverQuest 3, EverQuest Next, we're hoping it's like this. If it's not, I'm just going to stick with EverQuest 1 and 2. Or, you know, unless they come out with something similar. It's just a pity that they abandoned it altogether. The whole formula, they went in the complete opposite direction because everybody bitched about not being able to get a group and people camping their spawns and they didn't want to have to wait, and so they wanted to have an instance to everything. They gave everybody mercenaries, they let you solo, and now it was like, oh no, that's not what we wanted, you know. But be careful what you wish for, guys, because now we got a world full of bullshit, candy-coated, shitty games. I'm not the only one who thinks so, so if you're a WoW fan, this isn't the place for you anyway. No, this is how you do an MMO. Like I said, when populations die off, they tend to make it soloable too, so I'm sure that had something to do with it. Which is fine, but, you know, putting that stuff on the new Vox server, I think think they shouldn't have done that. Not until the population started to dwindle. The mercs, I mean. And a lot of people are going to disagree because they like to be power leveled by their merc. I don't. Okay, that was the end of that one. I never like power levels. I like to take my time. I like to explore. Just gotta buffer a little bit. Sorry about that. This is Silithus Dwell. And when you go in there, if you don't press select to see where you are, you're not going to know you went in there. It doesn't tell you. You don't zone in. You have to press select to find out where you are, Like it'll say northwest. Let me back it up a bit so I can show you what I mean. It'll say over here where you are, like the west quadrant of it. And like I said, you're holding the map in your hands when you're doing it. Like, you're not pressing the M key. I know a lot of people are turned down by the hardcore stuff, so that's what I'm trying to point out. This is pretty hardcore. This is the Kappa camp, I think, the castle, yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget those bridges. Back when this launched, there was like 3 or 4 groups on either side of that bridge. Yeah. And then I think there was even a terrace you could go out onto. People always wanted that one. It was a really, really famous camp. So when I stopped playing was basically when those camps became obsolete and Sony put easy camps, like where people could just farm a certain item. I can't remember, it was like tea leaves or something you had to turn in, or people would make pet groups and just AFK, and it became really stupid. Nobody went out to these old camps anymore, and that's what Bo was trying to do when he made EQOA Rebirth, which was an awesome thing to do. And seeing his channel is what made me do this channel and made me want to get back into the game. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for me, and probably never will. But what are you gonna do? I love the music in here. I'm just waiting to come across all this old music in EverQuest 1. When I first hear it, I'll be like, oh man, there's a Kappa camp or something. But it's all going to be Planes of Power stuff, so I don't know what level that was. But when I get to that level, I'm going to start hearing all my old music and it's going to bring me right back. I'm going to try to get a few more of these out. I'd like to see the old bandit camp near Darver Manor. I just wish I could get on, because I would make like 20, 30 videos showing as much as I could, but I don't have access to it, and there's no way I'm going to be able to get on. It really sucks. I don't know how to route it through my PC because I'm using a wireless network adapter to try to get a signal from across the street. It's actually my neighbor, and it works, but he doesn't mind. I don't take up too much, I just play games. Let me see. Alright, so that's about it, guys. I just wanted to leave you with some music. Actually, my personal favorite song from the game. So yeah, thanks for watching, and game on.